Hi, this is Roz Brooks, your health and wellness strategist, teaching you how to have a healthy mind, body, and life you love. So we talked a couple of weeks ago about inflammation, mucus, what it does to the body. Hey, Miss Shania, you need to come and see me, lady. Thanks for tuning in. So we talked about mucus and inflammation in the body. And so there are certain foods that are going to cause mucus and inflammation in the body. It doesn't just show up when you have a cold. When you have a cold, we're used to getting mucus and inflammation, and we know that it's going to come because we have a cold. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Cedric. We know that you're going to get that when you have a cold. But guess what? Even when you don't have a cold, you still get the same mucus because you're eating the same foods. Okay, well, listen in. Get your notepad, Ms. Ryan. Hi, Danny. Thanks for tuning in. So this is the thing. When we catch a cold and we have mucus and all that in the body, what do? We stop eating dairy. We don't drink milk. We don't do any of that. Well, why don't we? Because we know that it causes mucus. When you don't have a cold, the foods are still doing the same thing. And so it's kind of that if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. So I want to give you this list. You're going to write the list down. You're going to put it on the fridge. I'm going to give you a trick to minimize what's on the list. So the first thing that causes inflammation is sugar. And you already knew that. So we're talking about white sugar. We're talking about pastries and donuts and cupcakes and all of that. Anything with sugar causes mucus and inflammation in the body. It's really, really inflammatory. So you put that on the list. Okay? Sugar. That's also going to be high fructose corn syrup, anything associated with sugar. We don't even need the list at all. Hey, Sydney. Hey, Willie. We don't even need the list at all. Sugar is number one. Number two, common cooking oils. So that's going to be sunflower oil, corn oil, vegetable oil. All of those promote inflammation. They are cheap oils when you're frying in it and sauteing in it and cooking with it, all of that. It causes inflammation. Bad oils cause inflammation in the body. Number three, trans fats. So you would look, Sydney, nobody's as cute as you though. Hey. You're going to look on the back of packages. Generally, trans fat is going to be in those things that are processed, fried foods, fast foods, commercially baked foods. They promote obesity, they promote inflammation, they promote all of that. So trans fat. Hey, LaShonda. Thanks for tuning in. Number four is dairy. You know, I just want to teach a month on dairy, but I'm just going to give you a snippet. You have to remove dairy because dairy is highly, highly, highly inflammatory. So you have to remove dairy as well. Hey, Ronald, thanks for tuning in. So let's go down the list really quick. Hi, Shantae. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Donald. We have sugar, number one, common cooking oils, number two, number three is trans fat. Number four is dairy. Dairy is extremely hard on the body. It's extremely hard to get rid of. It causes mounds of mucus that your body just cannot get rid of. And I'll teach a lot more about dairy in another video. Number five is meat. I know you hate to hear that. I know, it sucks. But meat is very inflammatory. All of the things that they're feeding the animals like soy and grain and corn, that's inflammatory when we're buying it from the grocery store. So it's inflammatory as well because I know, Sydney. Sydney, you're cool with going meatless a few days a week though, because you've done it a million times. You're good, girl. So if the animals are eating it and then we are eating the animals, well, we get the same thing. So meats are highly inflammatory. That is number 5. The antibiotics that they're using in the animals, on and on. I'm not going to turn this into a whole don't eat meat kind of thing, but just know that meat is inflammatory. And we're talking about reducing inflammatory foods because that is going to help you to be the healthiest self that you can. Hi, I am Queen. Thanks for tuning in. Number 6, red and processed meats. You have to stop if you're a hot dog eater, hot link eater, turkey in the deli eater. Willie, it is not hard. You just have to have some substitutes and you just have to be prepared. I don't know if you're not a part of my Well Women Lounge, I'll put the link in. You need to get over there because I'm talking a lot, just kind of giving them some tools and strategies. They had to get a box and put some stuff in it. I won't go through what they all had to do in the lounge, but definitely join that group because I'll be able to do a whole lot more and teach you a whole lot more. But the red and processed meats contain molecules that humans can't normally process. And that's what begins to cause all of the destruction in our body. Okay? Number 7, alcohol. Well, we know alcohol causes inflammation. Alcohol has too much sugar. It has too much everything in it. So alcohol. Regular consumption can cause irritation to the organs. It can lead to cancer. It's just inflammatory. Number 8, refined grains. Highly, highly, highly inflammatory. Refined grains have no fiber in it, so it raises the glycemic index, so it also spikes your sugar. So we're talking about white rice, white flour. Mom, can you turn the peas off? White flour, white bread, pasta. Hi, Wayne. Thanks for tuning in. Pasta, pastries, highly inflammatory in the body. Wheat and gluten and grains is very difficult for the body to break down. So you want to minimize those. Hey, Lori. Hey, Rita. Hey, Philip. Thanks for tuning in. Number 9, artificial food additives. So destructive to the body, not to mention there's so much research that they cause cancer. They have caused cancer in every single rat that they have tested them on. The blue packs, the blue packs, yellow packs. What else we got? Blue, yellow. Is it just blue and yellow? Might be a green pack. I don't know. So the sugar substitutes and MSG are in sugar substitutes. Okay. So you want to eliminate those from the body. So this is the thing. When you're eating inflammatory foods, the list that I'm giving you right now, because you don't feel, if you were to faint every time you ate it, then you'd quickly stop eating it. But because you don't have any right now effects, it's so easy to eat it over and over and over. Hi, Angie. Hi, Victor. Thanks for tuning in. It's so easy to do that. But understand that the long-term effect, although you can't, the short-term effects, although you can't feel it as soon as you swallow it, know that the inflammation, the puffiness that we feel, the weight that we can't shed, that's around our waist, all of these things that are happening in your body, the fatigue that you feel, the fibroids that 8 out of 10 women now have. Inflammation causes all of these things. It begins to enable all those things to take root. So I'm going to go over the list one more time for those that just popped in. And if you have a pencil and a paper and you were writing them, let me go over them. And then I'm going to give you a surefire strategy to begin to reduce them. Number 1 is sugar. Number 2 is cooking oils. So that's the safflower, sunflower, corn, vegetable. Number 3 is trans fat. That partially hydrogenated oil, vegetable oil, margarine. Number 4 is dairy. Number 5 is meat. Number 6 is red and processed meat. So the salami, the hot dog, the lunch meat, that stuff. Number 7 is alcohol. Honey is cool. Try to do raw honey. Like, I don't buy honey that's in the little plastic bear shape, but buy some raw honey. Number 7 is alcohol. Number 8 is refined grains. Number 9 is artificial food additives. Number 10 is you fill in the blank. So if you eat something and you get a headache, or you're constantly tired, or you have an allergy, Ryan, number 6 was red and processed meat is what number 6 is. So that's what I was talking about, the hot dogs and the lunch meat and the, I don't know, like in the deli when you buy all that, tell them to give you 1 pound of this and 2 pounds of that. That's those processed meats. Hey, Rob, thanks for tuning in. So that number 10 is things that you may know. Like, I have a girlfriend who knows what, if any of you are in the lounge, in my Well Women of Color Wellness Lounge, if you could post the link for me, I would love for you to do that. I think it's like facebook.com/Well Women of Color maybe, or something. But number 10 is that I have a girlfriend who when she drinks coffee, she gets automatically stopped up, sounds like she has a cold, can't breathe. So she knows that that is a trigger for her. She knows that that's highly inflammatory for her, but she drinks it anyway. So that number 10 is you put your trigger food there. So it could be coffee. It could be bread that you might be allergic to. It could be anything. And you write that down. Now, if you put this list on your fridge, every single time that you eat one of these foods, I want you to put a tally mark next to it. Hi, Jatone. Thanks for tuning in. I want you to put a tally mark next to it. So if you have coffee with sugar, if you had some yogurt for lunch, if you had a turkey sandwich for lunch, if you had lean baked chicken breasts for dinner, whatever you have that's on the list, I want you to put a tally mark next to it. If you had a croissant, the bread on your sandwich, all of that, the oil that you cooked your food in, your meat in, I want you to put a tally mark next to it. Let me tell you, when you see enough tally marks next to this list of 10 items, you will, first of all, go, what the hell? No wonder I can't breathe. No wonder I have brain fog. No wonder I have a spare tire around my waist that I can't get rid of. No wonder. Hey, Brianne. Hey, Dan. Thanks for tuning in. It is such an eye-opener. I'm telling you, I did this. I was like, ooh, like literally. And I get puffy eyes when I eat inflammatory things, when I have too much salt. I will wake up and my eyes will look like my husband punching me in them. So I know, but when I'm putting tally marks next to this whole list, now you have this visual. You can see in the course of a week, you have 30 tally marks down there. Okay, this is why we can't get healthy. This is why we can't shed weight. Your body is not going to release weight if it has mucus and it's inflamed. It just can't. Probably, Ryan. Ryan says if a food causes pain in your belly, is that because it's an inflammatory food? I would say that's a food that you're allergic to. That's a food that has something in it that your body doesn't agree with. And chances are, if it's causing you pain, it is inflammatory as well. Because you have to understand that when you eat a food that your body doesn't recognize, that has things in it that your body doesn't recognize, it immediately goes into war mode and it begins to attack. And that pain is some of the attack. Hi, Tanya. Hi, LaTanya. Thanks for tuning in. And that pain is something that you have to pay attention to. This is why it's so important to do the dry skin brushing to help get stuff out, to go into the sauna to help sweat out some of this inflammatory junk that we're eating. But that is all I have for today. Didn't want to make the video too long, but this is so important. So if you're just tuning in, hit the replay button, listen to it again. There's 10 things that are highly inflammatory. Put it on your fridge, put a tally mark next to it. At the end of the night, just try to think back. If you don't keep a food journal, think back to everything you ate. Put it, so if it was a sandwich that had like 4 of these things in it, you got to put a tally mark in each. You know, if you made a sandwich that had LaShonda, yeah, that's something I love. If you haven't seen What the Health, you got to watch it on Netflix. So if you had a sandwich that had mayonnaise, a slice of cheese, bread, and some turkey, guess what? That's 4 tally marks. Put it on there. Look at it at the end of the week. That will be a really, really, really big eye opener. Once you begin to reduce those tally marks down, your health takes on a whole new level. So this is Roz Brooks. I am about to sign off. I'm heading to Nashville to my daughter's white coat ceremony at Meharry Dental School. So I'm super excited. So a lot of things going on, in my life. I know your life. I know we're all busy. I did a video in the lounge today talking about the whole kind of busyness and how we need to look at that, and we really need to reframe that. So it's all these little tricks that we have to do to our brain. That's what I was explaining to them to really help. And I'm full of tricks and tips and hacks that help me to stay healthy, stay fit, stay slim. So one more thing I was going to share with you. What is it? I don't know. I don't remember. But in the lounge tomorrow, I am going to be talking about hot flashes and menopause. So many women are having an issue with that. So I'm going to give the ladies some really, really good things to do to curb those hot flashes. I am 50 years old. I've been going through menopause for about 2 years, premenopausal, and I haven't had one hot flash. Like nothing. So I want to be able to share and help the women out. So if you're not in the group, Well Women of Color, hop in that. I will post the link. And Vanessa, what you say? Thank you, Vanessa. Yes. So thank you all. This is Roz Brooks signing off, wishing you love, peace, and a whole lot of care.